1,400 jobs in April. According to the Commercial Carrier Journal, the reason you don't get tricked by the media's take on trucking jobs. Tonight on Headlines. Greetings to you, truck lovers and truth seekers from all over the United States of trucking. Boss Man here, back behind the golden TIB microphone, giving you headlines, candor, all from the collaborative think tank for advanced trucking journalism. A place where all truckers can turn for news when all others give you nothing. That's the headline that's being served up, courtesy of the Commercial Carrier Journal. They want you to believe the economic boom is back. You know, there's always a but. Are these jobs real? I mean, really lasting jobs? Or just the kind of jobs that vanish after the dispatcher's promise wears off after a holiday weekend? You know, those kind. Because, friends, let me tell you, this headline, it's not a spotlight. So today we're going to walk straight into the confetti cloud that is media spin and ask the questions they refuse to pay attention to. What's fueling this so-called job growth? Stick around. You just might learn something. And if you do, go down and hit the like button. See, the article from the Commercial Carrier Journal highlights a recent uptick in trucking and warehousing jobs, spurred mainly by businesses scrambling to stockpile goods ahead of the looming tariffs. In April alone, the trucking sector added, according to Commercial Carrier Journal, 1,400 jobs, marking the fourth increase in 6 months. In the short term, this means more loads and potentially more money in your pocket. However, it's crucial to recognize that this boom is built on a shaky foundation. Demand's going to plummet, and we're already seeing the effects of that as we speak. See, this article's tone is cautiously optimistic and is acknowledging the current job growth while warning of the risks ahead. The problem is they're late to the party. Experts cited in the piece expressed concerns that if tariffs continue, the initial surge in activity could be followed by a significant downturn. See, I don't just read articles and believe things I see firsthand. I ask the hard questions. Namely, in this article, this headline fluff about job growth, is it really getting to the heart of what's really happening in our industry, or is it just tossing economic confetti into the cab of our trucks, hoping that we won't notice the mess? We're not seeing real expansion here. Because right now with this tariff mess going on, they're not building new freight. They're stockpiling it. When the shelves are full, everybody's happy. But when they're empty, things are going to crank up again. Until then, what do? So here's what the article won't tell you. It's not about tariffs. It's not about trade. It's about timing. This kind of coverage, they call it balanced reporting. I call it placating for the policy guys. It doesn't move the needle. It doesn't do anything to get answers. It wraps risk in a ribbon and nails it right to your dashboard. I'm not fooled, and I don't think you should be either. Out there on the road, truth isn't printed. It's driven. So let me ask you something. Are you seeing this so-called boom? Or are you seeing, in your eyes, the loads dry up? Are these jobs they're talking about real? Or are they misplaced inside some editor's fantasy somewhere? Comment down below, let me know. Because here on this broadcast, when I come to you with news updates, I tell you like it is. I don't just read the headlines. I rewrite them with the voice of people like you and me that live the truth. Because I've looked to other editorials and I've looked to other sources. For example, Jason Miller, a supply chain expert at Michigan State University, points out that while trucking demand and capacity have returned to pre-COVID levels, the number of carriers has increased by 40%, leading to what everybody calls, and I've said for a while, is overcapacity and potential for rate pressures to continue. Well, let's not forget Reuters. They're reporting that the trucking industry is already in a prolonged downturn, and yet we face even further strain now due to these tariffs, with projections of up to 10% market contraction and growing fears of a global recession. I don't know about all the sources, but it doesn't really paint the same picture as the Carrier Journal, don't you think? But here's the good news. You're not alone in this. We're not just reporting the headlines here, we're reclaiming them. Right here on the fastest growing channel built by truckers for truckers, truckincitymedia.com. So if you're tired of the fluff and you're tired of the spin, hit the subscribe button. Be sure to like the broadcast and keep us in mind if you want quick updates on news you can use to make trucking great again. You know, around here, I remind you all the time, it's the trucks that make the deliveries, but it's you that make the difference. Things will improve. Stay positive. And until next time, keep the faith and keep it rolling.